Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
I've been going out with a girl, her name is Julie, but last night she said to me when we were watching telly.
There hasn't been any evidence proven yet that there was a Russian hack in the US election.
Yeah.
The DNC servers, the Clinton campaign servers, have been refused access from the FBI 13 times. And I just feel that, they're going after Trump. It's like the Corbyn supporters here. They lost the election, but they're trying to resist and do as many things as possible to object. And I just feel exactly the same is happening in America.
Okay, so Olly, put aside the issue of whether or not the Russians hacked the democratic email system and servers, and let's just focus on this particular meeting itself.
No problem.
Yeah, the meeting was set up with the explicit wording that this was on behalf of the Russian government who wants to support President Trump over Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
Would you, Olly?
If you have a
hold on, let me ask you my question. I haven't asked my question yet. Would you, Olly, if in the middle of the general election we just had, would Olly from Leicester, if Olly from Leicester received an email from the Russians saying, Olly from Leicester, we want to meet you to offer you some information against Theresa May so that Comrade Corbyn can win, would you accept that meeting?
If they said that there were possible crimes that they could pass on to me that could be exposed, of course I would do. And this is the problem. Hillary Clinton
you would before you talk about the problem, I just want to understand you've answered it. You'd be perfectly happy to meet with a foreign government that's offering you information to interfere with your country's general election.
If it was to expose a possible crime of someone who had a very, very colourful background.
No, you don't know what it's to expose because they haven't told you what the information is yet. They're just saying it's useful.
We knew at that stage the Uranium One deal had taken place, which was a clip.
No, but the email didn't say that, Olly. All the email said was it was going to help Trump against Hillary.
But we knew that, and the WikiLeaks have exposed.
No, but we didn't. No, but Olly, we didn't know. We didn't know what this meeting was about. Olly, we didn't know.
Maajid, please let me finish.
Please be precise.
The emails have showed that the DNC have indeed colluded with the Ukrainians to try and expose Paul Manafort. That's all in the WikiLeaks. And indeed, the DNC also tried to arrange closed-door, off-the-record meetings with the Chinese.
Olly, this is not about the DNC. This is about whether it's permissible to meet with a foreign government who are offering you information in the middle of an election about your rival without telling you what that information is.
I've just given you two examples where the other side of the election tried to have two meetings. One with the Ukrainians conspiring against Paul Manafort.
And I'll repeat what I've just said to you, Olly. This isn't about the... Do you think I supported Hillary? Look, Hillary Clinton has so many things wrong with her. This isn't about Hillary Clinton at the moment. You're acting like one of these people who, when yesterday I said the Tories have got a problem with racism, all these Tories called in and said, why don't you ever criticise Labour? When only the day before, I did a whole segment calling Corbyn's Labour the new nasty party. Today we're talking about Donald Trump Jr., the son, and his meeting, purportedly with Russian government officials to interfere in the US election campaign. Maybe tomorrow we'll talk about Hillary Clinton. I've spoken about Hillary lots.
Please can I respond to that? If Donald Trump's son had met with the Russians and they had passed over a file of incriminating evidence of vast laws that had been broken by Hillary Clinton and they had come out, that would have been a very good thing for democracy because truth would have prevailed. But unfortunately, the story's getting twisted to try and smear a campaign when, as I've said before, the real heart of all this Russian hysteria, which was Podesta's emails getting leaked, the FBI has asked.
Have you heard of the word? Olly? Have you heard of the word whataboutery?
Go on.
Have you heard of the word whataboutery?
No, I haven't. Go on, enlighten me.
Well, whataboutery is a concocted word made up to describe people who, when presented with a mistake or an error that somebody makes, say, well, what about them? Like in the school playground when a child is told they're doing something wrong and the child cries and points at their friend and says, well, what about what he did? And the point is that's exactly what you're doing right now. You're going on a whataboutery tirade about Hillary Clinton and the Podesta emails. If you go back to the podcasts of my show, I can assure you I did entire segments talking about the failures and the failings, not only of President Obama's foreign policy, but of Hillary Clinton and her campaign.
Maajid, you're presenting me with one case about Donald Trump Jr. and the Russian government.
And I'm asking you whether it's treason to meet a foreign government when they offer to interfere in your domestic politics. Is that treason?
Maajid, listen to what I'm saying. I'm giving you two cases. One against the Ukrainian government colluding with the DNC.
Oh, my God, Olly. This is it. This is whataboutery again. Can we stick to the topic, please?
It's not.
Of course it is. That's the very definition of whataboutery. It's to point to other people when we're trying to have a specific conversation about a specific bunch of people, Olly. And if you're not going to answer that question, and if you're not going to stick to the topic, then we'll move on. But I'm giving you plenty of time to stick to the topic. The two cocoa fallacy is to constantly talk about other people's faults when we're discussing your fault right now. And so I'm going to ask you that one more time. Is it treason to meet a foreign government when they offer to give you information about your own domestic elections?
If it is, the Clinton campaign should also be standing against those charges.
You just did it again. The whataboutery in this one is strong, dear Luke. You just did it again. Olly, please understand the two cocoa fallacy. Please understand what it means to constantly say, but they did it too. I'm not defending the Podesta leaks and Clinton. In fact, you know what? I couldn't stand looking at her on the television whenever she came on, because I know what she's done in her foreign policy. I know what she did as Secretary of State. That's not the point. The point isn't Clinton at the moment. That's not what we're talking about, because that's not the news agenda today. Today, the news agenda is Donald Trump Jr. admitting that he met with people purportedly from the Russian government who said specifically they were coming to offer information to him as the Russian government against his rival in an election campaign. And when I said to you, is that treason? You said, if it is, but... You seem unable to specifically address that question. Do you think it's treason to take information from a foreign government against your own election institutions and infrastructure in your country?
Trump's lawyer went on television last night and said that he can't see any law that's been broken. That's Jay Sekulow. I'm not a lawyer. I have to listen to him. He's Trump's legal advisor.
So again, not answering the question, but just quoting me other people. Well, I'll quote you someone. Nick Ackerman, the former Watergate prosecutor, said there's no question this is treason. So lawyer versus lawyer. I was asking your opinion, not Nick Ackerman's opinion, and not Trump's lawyer's opinion.
Is that Nick Ackerman, who's also a senior? He's also contributed large amounts of money to Hillary Clinton's campaign.
Wow. Back with the whataboutery. Back with the whataboutery. The only reason I quoted you Nick Ackerman is because you quoted Trump's lawyer, Olly. And is that Trump's lawyer who's on Trump's payroll? You see, two can play at that game, which is why precisely I was asking you your opinion, your personal opinion, not Trump's lawyer's opinion and not Nick Ackerman's opinion. But you seem unable for the last however long it's been, and we've gone over time on this. I've given you lots of time to answer that question, and everyone was listening to you, and you were completely unable, unwilling, or whatever the unword here that is relevant that works is, to answer that question. But thank you for calling in. That's Olly there from Leicester. You're listening to Maajid Nawaz here on LBC.
I know he's a moron.